What could be more exhausting than the WNBA and this group of entitled, coddled, pampered? How dare someone ask Honey DeJournette a question?
Christine Brennan, a respected WNBA journalist, has been suspended after allegedly overstepping boundaries while questioning DeJournette Carrington, sparking debate about the limits of sports journalism and accountability in the league.
Yeah. Did you, when you went and kind of swatted at Caitlin, did you intend to hit her in the eye?
The backlash against Brennan's inquiry highlights a troubling trend in sports journalism and its relationship with the athletes and organizations it covers. Many critics have voiced their outrage, stating, "You should be ashamed and removed from being able to ask players anything else ever again." Such comments reveal the tensions between media accountability and the sometimes hostile environment surrounding prominent athletes. The response to Brennan's question reflects a broader societal issue, the tendency to shoot the messenger rather than engage with the substance of the message. Critics argue, "Why would you ask this? What on earth is wrong with people insinuating these things to fit a harmful narrative?" This frustration speaks to a larger context where journalists who dare to challenge narratives or ask difficult questions often face severe repercussions.
All because they hate this little white girl, and now they hate Christine Brennan, who is an ally to the WNBA and all these female athletes and has been for nearly 40 years. Now she's in the crosshairs because she didn't pander hard enough to Honey DeJournette Carrington.
Brennan's suspension raises critical questions about the responsibility of journalists. This is absurd. She was only doing her job, many supporters claim. She was realistically asking the questions everyone wanted answers to, questions that other reporters were scared to ask. It's evident that the tension between maintaining journalistic integrity and catering to the sensitivities of players and organizations is more pronounced than ever. At the heart of this debate is the mission of outlets like USA Today. Journalists ask questions and seek truth, they assert. Our mission is to report in an unbiased manner. We reject the notion that the interview perpetuated any narrative other than to get the player's perspective directly. This statement emphasizes the importance of unbiased reporting in sports journalism, particularly regarding women's sports, which often face scrutiny from both the media and fans.
I followed through and I hit her, so obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am. So yeah.
Did you and Marina kind of laugh about it afterwards? It looked like there was later on in the game they caught you guys laughing about it.
No, I just told you I didn't even know I hit her, so I can't laugh about something I didn't know happened.
The second question Brennan posed to DeJournette Carrington was equally respectable, especially given that DeJournette had been seen laughing with her teammate just moments before. This context raises further questions about how perceptions are shaped in the world of sports journalism and how athletes react to inquiries that may seem innocuous to some. It's clear to see a narrative emerging around Caitlin Clark, a rising star in the WNBA, where media bias is becoming increasingly apparent. Many fans and commentators assert the media and the WNBA hate her. This sentiment reflects a growing frustration among fans who feel that the league's treatment of Clark may stem from her polarizing presence.
WNBA puts out a statement trashing Christine Brennan. "We call BS to unprofessional members of the media like Christine Brennan. You are not fooling anyone."
Christine Brennan, a veteran sports journalist, found herself at the center of controversy after questioning WNBA player DeJournette Carrington about a potential foul involving Caitlin Clark, a rising star in women's basketball. What began as a simple inquiry quickly became a heated discussion about bias, fairness, and the treatment of prominent athletes. This moment reflects a larger issue in sports journalism, the precarious balance between reporting the truth and maintaining professional relationships with sports organizations. One tough question can bring career-threatening consequences, even for a seasoned reporter like Brennan. In this case, her question led to significant fallout, not just for her, but for the WNBA as a whole. The incident highlights the risks that journalists face when addressing contentious issues, especially when those issues involve polarizing figures like Clark. Brennan's situation serves as a reminder of the challenges in navigating the fine line between truth-seeking and managing the consequences in the world of sports. The WNBA Players Association issued a statement concerning USA Today reporter Christine Brennan, stating, "You have misused your privileges and no longer deserve the credentials granted to you."
I think on both fronts, merit and publicity, you of course mentioned it, it's just a total swing and a miss by the national governing body, by USA Basketball. But I'll start with my answer by saying I have covered this women's basketball team, and I've covered it longer than anyone else probably.
As the conversation unfolds, the backlash is not limited to Christine Brennan. The WNBA is also facing heightened scrutiny regarding its response to both Brennan's inquiry and Caitlin Clark's treatment within the league. Many fans and commentators are expressing frustration over the league's failure to defend Brennan or address the validity of her question. This silence has sparked speculation about a potential agenda aimed at downplaying Clark's significance, while shielding other players from criticism. Fans are not only debating Brennan's question and Dejounte Carrington's response, but are also questioning the WNBA's overall structure and its commitment to supporting star players like Clark, who contribute significantly to the league's success. This situation raises critical concerns about how the league prioritizes its players and how it navigates the complexities of media relations, ultimately impacting its reputation and future.
We don't want fans that are going to degrade us and call us names. I mean, we already see what's happening in the world. Something needs to be done, whether it's, them checking their fans or this league checking it. There's no time for it anymore.
Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA cannot be overstated. In a league that has often struggled to attract mainstream attention, Caitlin represents a refreshing change. Her electrifying performances on the court, unmatched ability to connect with fans, and undeniable marketability make her more than just a talented basketball player. She is a star capable of elevating the league to new heights. Despite her remarkable skills, Caitlin finds herself in a precarious position within the WNBA. Instead of fully capitalizing on her star power, the league seems hesitant to embrace her fully. Ticket sales for games featuring Caitlin are significantly higher than those for other matchups, reflecting her drawing power. Fans flock to arenas to watch her play, and for good reason. Caitlin's style is both exciting and effective, as she can control the game from multiple positions, posing a constant challenge for opposing teams. Moreover, it's not just her talent that captivates audiences, it's her passion. Caitlin plays with an intensity that is infectious, creating an electric atmosphere that fans thrive on. However, some fans have voiced frustration, questioning why the league isn't more proactive in promoting her and capitalizing on the excitement she brings to the game. This hesitation raises concerns about the WNBA's ability to fully support its brightest stars.
All the women that have been calling for the equality, and now that there is the chance for them to start getting paid more because the exposure's up. Because it's her, you have people like, what's her name, Jamelia Hill or what? I can't stand her.
Yeah.
You got these women who are coming on here and they're saying it's because she's white.
Fans are eager to associate with Caitlin Clark, and wearing her jersey has become a popular way to show support for one of the WNBA's most exciting players. Her merchandise consistently flies off the shelves, underscoring her status as a marketing goldmine for the league. However, despite her undeniable value, Caitlin has faced significant challenges this season. Referees seem to have targeted her with questionable calls, leading to a growing belief that some within the league may prefer to see her fail. This bias is not only frustrating for Caitlin and her fans, but also detrimental to the WNBA as a whole. By failing to protect one of its biggest stars, the league risks alienating a substantial portion of its fan base. The situation has escalated to the point where reporters are facing backlash for asking tough questions, raising concerns about the league's direction and its commitment to supporting its most valuable players. The WNBA appears to be spiraling out of control, jeopardizing its future and fan engagement.
Basketball has really consumed my life for a year, so I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything that's happened. Like, I feel like I didn't even have time to really reflect on my college career because it ended so fast. I feel like taking some time to myself and really enjoying that and reflecting back.
Caitlin Clark's treatment within the WNBA raises critical questions about the league's priorities. Does the league truly recognize the immense value Caitlin brings? Or is it more focused on maintaining the status quo, even if it means sidelining one of its most marketable players? These questions become increasingly urgent as more fans and commentators voice their concerns. For Caitlin's supporters, the playoffs were particularly frustrating, as it became evident that she was being targeted by referees and possibly by the league itself. Questionable foul calls and missed opportunities marred Caitlin's playoff experience, leading many to feel that the officiating was biased against her. But why would the WNBA want to diminish the presence of one of its most valuable players? The reasoning isn't entirely clear, but a few theories have emerged. One possibility is that Caitlin's dominance on the court has made her a polarizing figure within the league. Some players and officials might feel threatened by her success and the immense attention she garners. After all, Caitlin's star power has the potential to overshadow other players, which could create tension within the WNBA. Addressing these dynamics is essential for the league's growth and its ability to support its brightest stars.
Caitlin's departure, do we think that these new WNBA fans are going to stick around for the rest of the playoffs? The Liberty Aces series might be one that draws some numbers. The disparity between 1.8 million and around 400,000 is wild, especially with football season being in full swing.
For Caitlin, the playoffs were particularly challenging, with a perceived bias from referees that hindered her performance. The missed calls and questionable officiating raised eyebrows among fans, leading to more questions about why the WNBA might seemingly target one of its brightest stars.
Clark get poked in the eye. Caitlin said in media after that, that was accidental, that was unintentional, but we saw reporters gaslighting that situation, trying to make more of it, speaking to amplifying the wrong narratives. As a result of that, Dejanay Carrington posted getting threats based off of an incident that Caitlin Clark said this was a basketball type of thing. I pushed through, we played a game, she played a good game after that. So she minimized it, tried to erase it, and tried to send a message like, y'all, there's nothing here. That was one incident.
This controversy illuminates a larger issue: the struggle of the WNBA to support its star players, while also fostering an environment where talent can thrive without fear of unjust scrutiny. The question remains, what happens when a league like the WNBA fails to protect its most marketable assets?
She will do her best. I know she's talented, but she's not strong enough and she doesn't have enough experience right now to compete at this level.
In professional sports, star power is everything. The biggest names in the game drive ticket sales, boost viewership, and attract sponsors. For the WNBA, which is still striving for mainstream recognition, having a player like Caitlin Clark is crucial. She has the unique ability to bring new fans to the league, and her presence alone can elevate the WNBA to new heights. However, star power only thrives if the league fully embraces it, and that's where the WNBA appears to be falling short. The league's reluctance to wholeheartedly support Caitlin raises questions about its understanding of the importance of star power. By failing to protect her from biased officiating and ignoring the concerns of her fans, the WNBA risks missing a significant opportunity to grow the sport. Embracing Caitlin's star status could not only enhance the league's visibility, but also solidify its commitment to supporting its brightest talents.
Third or fourth in betting odds on being MVP of the WNBA. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid that it gives women's basketball a bad name.
The reluctance to embrace star power is not unique to Caitlin Clark. Historically, the WNBA has struggled to promote its biggest names, often opting for a team-focused approach rather than highlighting individual players. This strategy could hinder the league's growth in the long run. In a sports landscape increasingly driven by individual narratives, the WNBA needs to reassess its marketing strategies.
I'm going to give Caitlin her flowers because I think what she has done coming into this league absolutely has brought more eyes, whether you like them or not, but has brought more eyes more marketing. Like, people just want to watch the game and they want to talk about it. Even those that don't know anything about it, they talk about it. And I'm not going to give Caitlin her flowers without giving you your flowers.
The impact of Caitlin Clark's absence from the playoffs was palpable. Viewership ratings dropped when she was not on the court, underscoring the importance of her presence. This decline is not merely a reflection of Clark's star power. It indicates the league's over-reliance on key players to generate interest and engagement.
Clark on that team, and every single one of those guys that can't stand women's basketball are running to watch that team, and not just
The WNBA's viewership numbers have long been a concern for the league. Despite making significant strides in recent years, it still trails behind other professional sports in ratings and fan engagement. This is where players like Caitlin Clark become crucial. They possess the ability to attract new fans and keep them engaged with the league. However, the drop in viewership following Caitlin's exit from the playoffs raises a critical question. What happens to the WNBA when she's not on the court? The league cannot afford to rely too heavily on one or two players to drive interest. Instead, it must focus on building a sustainable fan base that is invested in the league as a whole, rather than solely on individual stars. Creating a broader appeal involves promoting the collective talent and stories of all players, ensuring that fans feel connected to the league regardless of who is playing. This holistic approach will be essential for the WNBA's long-term success and growth. Christine Brennan's question to Dejounte Carrington ignited a social media firestorm, prompting fans and commentators to flock to platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook to express their opinions. Some lauded Brennan for her courage difficult questions, viewing it as a necessary part of sports journalism. Conversely, others criticized her, perceiving her inquiry as an attempt to stir up controversy rather than foster constructive dialogue. More than anything, the incident underscored the immense power of social media to shape narratives surrounding athletes and sports. It demonstrated how quickly public opinion can shift and how easily discussions can escalate in the digital age.
He didn't say, hey, I know you hit Dejounte, I know you hit her in the eye on purpose. Explain to me why you did it. No, she asked, hey, did you do it on purpose? And then she asked a perfectly appropriate follow-up of, hey, were you and Marina Mayberry laughing about it afterward? These are legitimate questions that any journalist should be asking.
Social media has increasingly turned Caitlin Clark into a target for criticism, especially from those who may not appreciate her competitive nature or style of play. Incidents like the one involving Dejounte Carrington can rapidly spiral on these platforms, with fans and commentators taking sides and amplifying the resulting controversy. For Caitlin, even the slightest on-court actions can transform into significant talking points online, attracting commentary from both supporters and detractors. In this context, the WNBA's role becomes pivotal. The league needs to enhance its efforts in managing the narrative surrounding its players, ensuring they are protected from unwarranted criticism. By actively supporting Caitlin and addressing the concerns of her fan base, the WNBA can help mitigate the detrimental effects of social media scrutiny. This proactive strategy is essential not just for safeguarding its stars, but also for creating a positive environment that nurtures the league's growth and visibility as a whole.
League versus Caitlin Clark, and that is just absolutely false. It is unfair to the women that have been there building this league to this moment so that Caitlin Clark's popularity could take it to the next level.
Ultimately, this controversy extends far beyond a single question. It touches on broader issues of bias, fairness, and accountability within the WNBA. Caitlin Clark stands out as one of the league's most talented and marketable players, and the way she has been treated both by referees and the league raises significant concerns about the future of women's basketball. Moreover, it underscores the importance of supporting journalists like Christine Brennan, who play a crucial role in holding athletes and organizations accountable. The WNBA finds itself at a critical juncture. To elevate women's basketball, the league must wholeheartedly embrace the star power of players like Caitlin Clark, while prioritizing transparency and fairness. If the league fails to implement these necessary changes, it risks alienating its most valuable asset, fans who are deeply invested in the sport's future and success. By fostering a supportive environment for its stars and its journalists, the WNBA can pave the way for a more equitable and prosperous future. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. More content is on screen now.